Are you ready for some football? A Monday night party.
Yep.
Texans at Jerry's World taking on the Cowboys without Dak. Wah, wah, wah. I think this is a dangerous game for the Cowboys. Let me explain. You know, if you've been noticing in recent years, George, I mean, C.J. Stroud's cool. D'Amico Ryans is cool.
Yeah.
I know he's hurt, but they trade for Diggs. He's cool.
Yeah.
Their stadium's really cool there in H-Town.
Yeah.
Dare I say, I think the Texans have taken a little bit of jurisdiction in Texas away from the Cowboys, who are trending in the complete opposite direction. Dak ain't cool. Okay? I know, don't let the mattresses and the yogurt commercials fool you. He ain't cool. Okay? He's losing cool points. Jera is 187 years old and losing his marbles.
He's the opposite of cool. He's creepy at this point.
Thank you. CeeDee Lamb, I mean,
I like CD.
I do too, but without Dak, and then Micah Parsons, they're not going to pay him apparently, so I feel like he's going to leave any second.
Or they'll wait to pay him. They have no cap.
I'm telling you, if you notice, I think the Texans and their ascension and their popularity, and they're only getting better.
Yeah.
They're young, they're cool, they dance. I'm just telling you, bro, Cowboys are starting to feel old.
Yep.
Played out. People are getting tired of how come all these shows talk about the Cowboys all day. That's getting played out. The Texans are starting to creep into. I'm just saying. I've been to Dallas. I know how real it is. It's the Cowboys world, okay? And Texas in general is football, but I just think these Texans are starting to. I think they're going to blow these boys out tonight too. They're going to blow the Cowboys out tonight.
And it's in AT&T Stadium, where the Cowboys have not won a game yet this season.
They get smoked at home.
Yeah. And it's going to continue to be the same. The defense is terrible.
Yes.
The offense is lost without Dak, who is an MVP candidate quarterback every year. But this year, that whole offense was never able to get on the same page and get in sync. Playing for a lame duck head coach. But like you said, it's just like, it's tired. Everyone's tired of the Cowboys. Everyone's tired of Jerry. Like all these expectations, and they don't mean them. Was I right that I heard you said that the Texans are taking over the jurisdiction, not jurisdiction?
You caught that, huh? You
diction
did
like
catch
Jerry
that.
Jones. Everyone's tired of Jerry Jones.
Yep.
And I'm not doing a gotcha here. Who's the owner of the Texans?
Well, it was
you don't know.
The McNair family. I don't know if that's still the case.
But you don't know.
No.
And, that's fine.
Well,
no
that
one
guy's
cares.
not a saint either.
No one cares. Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna
Trust
look that up.
No.
Is it him?
I am not propping up an owner. My point I'm making is we don't know who the owner is.
Yeah.
And, all we care about are the stars on the field. And the Texans have the bigger stars. C.J. Stroud and Nico Collins. That has been the best quarterback-receiver combo when Nico Collins has been healthy in the NFL this season, with their running game led by Joe Mixon, with their young play caller and Bobby Sloak, the head coach, and D'Amico Ryans. This defense led by Danielle Hunter and a Will Anderson Jr. and a Kamari Lassiter on the back end, Derek Stingley, all these studs. This is it. You're right. The Texans are the bigger name. People are tuning in to watch the Texans. That's what it boils down to. No one is tuning in Monday night saying, I can't wait to see how the Cowboys perform. They're tuning in to say, I can't wait to see how badly the Texans beat the Cowboys.
It is.
And that's the biggest change.
For reference, it's Cal McNair, who's a different McNair than the one I was thinking. I don't know if that's his whole man or not.
Is the other McNair, was he the
that's what I'm saying.
The Titans owner?
Yes.
That was the one that had the... No, it was a Texans owner.
It's not a McNair.
Look, I don't want to sidetrack
You're going to have the Texans fans coming after us. I mean, we're picking them to blow the Cowboys out. We're saying how they're taking some of the Cowboys' popularity there in that Lone Star State, and because we got the owner wrong, they're going to come after us.
It was Bob McNair.
Bob McNair
is the one that had
the Texans.
He's the one that had that awful
quote. So I don't know if Cal is related to him or not. But
your point,
we don't know Cal.
Exactly. The fact that we're looking this up, where if you go, who's the owner of the Cowboys? Everyone goes, Jerry. Who's the GM? Jerry. Who's the reason they stink? Jerry. Everyone knows that.
Okay.
And he is the reason they stink.
Let me ask you this. So you agree with me then that the Texans are taking a little bit of sauce from the Cowboys in that state, right? You know that's got to tick Jerry off more than anything in the world. Now, if you get blown out again at home by the Texans, who are right in your backyard, right? I mean, what kind of pressure is now on Mike McCarthy? Because he's already on the hot seat.
He's fired.
He's fired regardless.
His contract's up end of the season.
Yes.
I think he's done.
Right.
If you fire him now, then why did you even bring him back? And that's an awful argument for me to use. But that's how Jerry's looking at this, where it'll be an audition on their last 8 games of the season.
Yeah.
Whatever they have left. What can you do for me? How do you finish this? But home against the Texans, at the Commanders, where your defense is awful. And the Commanders only lose to good defenses. Shocker, Cowboys don't have one. Giants, Bengals, again, hosting the Bengals. Joe Burrow's going to put 45 points up on the Cowboys. They're going to win 45-6. At Carolina, that's a loss.
Jeez.
Home against the Bucks, Baker will score on them because Mike Evans will be back. At Philly, home against Washington, they're going to finish with one home victory this season, and it will be against the Giants, who have just as questionable of a setup as the Cowboys for their future.
If I'm the Cowboys at this point, I just play Trey Lance just to see what the hell I got here.
You should play him.
Play him.
So other teams see what he has, and there is another person out there, like Jerry goes, I want that player because I could fix him, and they have some ego that think they can do it. Only reason you play Trey Lance is because you gave up a 4th-round pick for him.
Did.
And you need to get that at least back.
Yeah.
Awful trade.
Fact. That was a terrible trade. We knew it when it happened, too. All right, let's get into some score predictions because we're talking about we're falling for it. We're doing what every other show does and talking to all the Cowboys here, and they stank.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the Texans because I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know. There's something missing from that team, and it's not Stephon Diggs. I can't put my finger on what it is.
Offensive line.
Maybe. My guess is they're just not. They're maybe too young and still learning how to win in the league on a big stage, so to speak.
They were ahead of schedule last year.
That's it.
They were picking 2 and 3 overall for a reason.
That could be it because where I'm going here, I don't think they're great at closing games.
Yeah, and
they haven't
young.
figured that out
They're
yet.
young.
Yeah.
Who are the guys I named? C.J. Stroud, Nico Collins, Tank Dell, Will Anderson, Lassiter, Stingley.
Everyone except Mixon.
Caleb Bullock. Like, these are all young guys.
Yeah.
Their best players are really inexperienced.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to keep getting it. And again, this is only year 2 of this timeline with C.J. Stroud.
Right.
If they just fizzle out in the playoffs, it's fine because they have such a long and bright future. So, to your point, that's why they're young. First-time head coach. Well, yeah, second-year head coach. Second-year offensive play caller. They're inexperienced everywhere, but they're ahead of schedule.
They definitely are. I think talent-wise, I've said this to you before. I know you disagree. But talent-wise, I think they're good enough to compete with, to go into a Kansas City, to go into a Baltimore or a Pittsburgh if need be and win those games. The issue I have is betting on them to do so.
Yeah.
Or really believe. I know they can, but really believing that they will when we get to that. I mean, if the Texans go to Kansas City, I'll be the one guy in the back that's not a Texans fan saying, listen, don't sleep on this team. But at the same breath, I wouldn't be shocked if they go in there and lose, right?
Yeah.
I do believe in this team. I want to see them down the stretch. You talk about the Cowboys schedule. So we'll get to the scores in a minute. They're going to smoke Dallas at home. Then listen to this. I mean, at home against Tennessee, they go to Jacksonville. They get a late bye week. I mean, they hit the lottery with this bye week, George. This is exactly the kind of team that needs a late bye week. Recalibrate. They're well coached. Come out of that. Then it gets real. Home against Miami, at Kansas City, home against Baltimore. Those are 3 tough games coming out of that bye, and then you get a cupcake in Tennessee to end the season. So I want to watch this Texans team, not in this game tonight because we know how that's going to go, but down the stretch of their season to really see if they're good enough to do what I say they can do. As far as this game goes, give me Texans 27-13, pure dominance, 27-13, and it doesn't even feel that close.
I like it. I'm 34-14.
So
one more touchdown, same amount they let up.
Yep.
And honestly, Cooper Rush? No, I'll go 34-7. Texans win.
You took away a
one score, yeah. They got nothing on. They can't run the ball and they can't stop the run.
They stink.
So I like. We both like the Texans to cover clearly.
Yeah,
it's about
I laid
7
all the
point
points.
spread. What I also like this is Joe Mixon, 90-plus rushing yards. It's minus 105. And 90 is a high number.
I like that.
He's coming off his worst outing of the season.
Yeah.
But he had 100-plus yards
He's good.
rushing against the Patriots,
Yeah, dude.
Packers, Colts, Jets.
He's the truth.
All bad run defenses. This Cowboys run defense is terrible. So I like Joe Mixon 90-plus rushing yards.
Yeah.
Which is what you find on DraftKings at that
As
number.
far as my bet, I'm just laying the points. I saw, it's Texans -7, 7.5, depending where you shop. Hell, I'd lay 77. So I have no problem laying the 7 there.